the reasons I love, one of the thousands of reasons I love bringing Sean Salisbury on is because I can be super fired up about a point, and I am confident that Sean loves me. I am confident that Sean thinks I'm like a little brother to him. I'm confident in our love for each other. I am also equally confident that if Sean comes on and disagrees with me, he's going to tell me I'm full of garbage and embarrass me in front of everybody because, well, one of us used to play quarterback and be in NFL locker rooms, and the other one likes to eat chicken. You know, that's the difference between us. I know he likes chicken too, though. Welcome in, Sean Salisbury. Good morning, buddy.
How you doing, my man? Good to be here.
Always good.
It's authentic with us, which is a good thing.
Yes, I know. Look, yeah, we're going to love each other before or after, but if
society could learn a lot from our relationship where you can laugh and joke and battle and have different opinions and have the same opinion, and you know what? We can still all be peaceful.
100%.
It's not a bad thing, man.
That's
100%.
It's 100% correct. So I have no idea how you feel about this. So I could be walking into a buzzsaw. But I've been fired up for like the last 20 minutes because we've been talking. Sean, when the Packers tried to ban the Tush Push over the summer, I was like, quit being a bunch of ding-dongs. Stop the play. Don't be idiots. Everybody can do it. Shut up. I don't know what it was watching the Chiefs and Eagles, but there's no drama on 4th and 1 anymore. I was saying it's kind of like the shift in baseball, but at least you can tell the players to hit it to the opposite direction. And I was just coming up with a stupid analogy, which was, okay, every team can do it. So let's say we did the stat, Sean. They'd average like 1.5 yards a carry, but what if it was 3.5? And now you had everybody tush pushing up and down the field for 100 yards. Like, my only argument, Sean, is it's just, I don't know, it's janky and I don't like it. But am I just being a sensitive, whiny little baby?
No, you know what, man? I mull this over a lot because I'm thinking, okay, because I don't like gimmicks, Dave, in sports. I just don't. I think we have too many of them. I don't think we needed bigger bases, okay? I don't need baseball. I hate the 10th inning rule where put a guy on second like we're in the 3rd grade. We got a ghost runner, Let go earn it in the win. So I got old school in that. But I'm watching the game, too, and I'm saying, well, why can't the rest of the world with big 300-pound linemen do it like they do? One is they are committed to making it work. And since the rule says you can do it, bam, you do it. And so, yeah, it is. It's a hard watch. I sit, and I don't sit on the fence much on my opinion on anything when it comes to either rules or sports or, how to go about something. I know you can skin it any way you want. With this, and listen to Dean Blandino, when a rules official finally says, I'm so over this.
Yeah.
Then I know that, well, the NFL is going to have to adjust it again. Now, it's a Philadelphia advantage. You think, why? So the optics for it are bad. You know what I'm saying? And you're right. If it was 4 yards a carry, we'd all work. It's like the RPO. Remember when that first started?
Yes.
We used to run other play action. We put RPO and said, well, wait a minute. This doesn't look like NFL stuff. But, damn, we're bringing college stuff in. Well, if you can't stop Lamar Jackson from being a triple, hand it, run it, throw it, well, then, damn, that's on you. You better devise a scheme. Now everybody runs it.
Yep.
And Nick Saban hated fast-paced offenses. Well, what do you do after he can't beat him? You join him. Well, I guess I better hire Sarkisian and Lane Kiffin as my 2 offensive coordinators, what after he does, so we could go score and beat him at their own game.
Yep.
I hate it. I don't like the look. It's a Philadelphia advantage, so it's either catch up or get out. My gut is eventually they're going to do away with it. They're going to blame it on injuries when in truth it's bad optics, it's bad for football, and teams don't have enough time or they don't want to create enough time to put it in. Philadelphia does. They've used it to their advantage. But after watching on Sunday, I too am over it, although I understand the rule allows it. And if the rule allows it, keep doing it until somebody can stop it, and they can't. I'm with you.
Have you seen the pictures? And I don't know if have you seen the pictures of pretty much every Philly helmet in the neutral zone? And I know it's like how the Chiefs leave a little bit early on their line as well. I know there's this like unwritten rule that if it's a split second, but I just wonder if there's a way, like, do you think maybe there's a thing where neutral zone infractions are reviewable, and if they go back and review it a few times and find the Eagles were in that zone and they get penalized, maybe them not being in the neutral zone will lower the effective. I'm just trying to think of solutions.
I'm with you. Well, first of all, why do we have unwritten rules in sports?
Right.
Forget the unwritten rules. If I can't stand them. For instance, it's like when a quarterback's in a gun and the play clock's going down. it hits zero, I really give you an extra second and a half to still snap it.
Mm-hmm.
No, if it hasn't left the center's hand and it's zero, it's a 5-yard delay a game penalty. It's the same thing here. Yes. Now, if you're a defensive end and your helmet lines up across the football, what do we call? Line up in a neutral zone,
That's
right?
right. That's right.
We call it on defense, and every rule is set up for the offense to be successful. So what's the difference if my right tackle, if his helmet's past the football, he's offsides.
Yep.
That's the way it's called. Well, we kind of give him why? Why are you giving him leeway, but the second a helmet by Myles Garrett's in the neutral zone, we're calling it like we should. The unwritten rule. And I think you should be able to review every play, Dave.
Yep.
Agreed. I do. For me, now, I don't want to give him any more than the 2 red flags, but when they say it's a judgment call, isn't everything a pass interference, offside, illegal procedure, illegal movement? I mean, you could have called the one at the goal line. They got off quick, and before the ball was snapped, you should be able to say, no, I got a red flag left. They're off. They were offsides. The legal procedure.
Yeah. And
you go back and look at it, and it was blatant and it's easy. I don't understand why I can't review everything. They're all judgment calls, pass interference included. Well, it'll slow down the game. No, it won't. And if it slows it down 30 seconds because I reviewed pass interference with one of my red flags, guess what? Oh, well, we want our teams to play well, and you want to get it right. And unwritten rules suck in sports. Forget them. You should have. Well, unwritten rule is that you're not allowed to throw at the guy if the hell you hit my guy after hitting a home run. I'm hitting your guy. Screw your unwritten rule. That's a rule, okay? If you're tough, but the rules that are written in a playbook, in a rule book, if you're a legal procedure, you're past the line of scrimmage, offense or defense. You're in the neutral zone, but we don't enforce it enough on the offense. And the Philadelphia Eagles get away with just about everything you can get away with on that formation, and they're not calling it. And you can never tell somebody fumbles or if he really got it. Why?
Right.
If he didn't get it, because there's so many big bodies down there. By the time you get to it, if you didn't blow the whistle dead, it's going to be your ball anyway. So, yeah, I think that the optics are awful.
Another thing we were talking about today, Tom Brady, who is partial owner of your favorite NFL football team. Just a general thing, Sean, you've been a part of network TV broadcasts in the NFL before. You know that. You know those coaches' meetings. You know what's talked about and what's not. My question for you is, I saw Tom Brady with a headset on yesterday, them talking about him talking to Chip Kelly 2-3 times a week, breaking stuff down. He's in the booth, I believe, this weekend for Cowboys-Bears, and then the Bears play the Raiders next week. A guy like me has not been in those meetings. So maybe I'm full of garbage and everything they talk about is readily available if you watch film. But god dang, man, that sure has the appearance of a lot of impropriety, and I'm wondering why they're allowing it.
Yeah, I've thought a lot about this too, Dave, and they haven't been able. I'll tell you what, it's all about relationships in those meetings. I've got stuff out of those meetings that would blow people away. Stuff that you wouldn't say because you talk to coaches that, you leave out, even the career's over and all that. You leave out because there's sources that tell you. It's like, well, for instance, I won't tell you the team. When a wide receiver coach and a coordinator both tell me that the reason the wide receiver drops the ball in the game is because he doesn't work and he doesn't do extra work and he's lazy in practice.
Wow.
And they're saying about their own player, and then you go on and talk about it on a broadcast. But you're not going to say, hey, the wide receiver coach or coordinator told me. And then somebody say, well, Sean, how do you know that he drops balls in practice? Well, a source that sees him every day without selling the person out.
Right.
And you're like, well, wait a minute. But you're getting that information. So that it's about relationships. But to me, you can't do it. You cannot broadcast the game right as partial. He should never do a Raider game. And I'm strong with that because you can't give us the inside information that we're supposed. Now, integrity comes into a part of it, and I get it. But think what Tom's got to go back to. He starts talking about a guy that he's the owner of, and it's on his Raider team, and they're like, well, man, I'm a little everybody's sensitive now. So if we're going to be overly sensitive, there's plenty of games not to have Brady call that game. I just hate to say it, but you can't. But they do. And I think it's the Tom Brady special, but would you allow it anywhere else? Now, going back and calling a Michigan game if he was in college, he's done. There's no the extra. He is the current partial owner and a significant one with a lot of impact there. And as much as I love Brady, I don't think you can call a game the way you're supposed to. And if you have to have the Raiders in a number one game, for that game, guess who gets the call? Tom's got to get the week off, let him go be on the sidelines and on the headset with Chip Kelly, and it's Greg Olsen that's making the calls in that game. It's pretty simple to me. We always talk about the things that you can't do or that you can do, and there should be no way. Well, will we put Dean Spanos on a Charger game? No. You wouldn't. We wouldn't put Elway on a Bronco game when John was doing it. You can't. And Brady's significant, and he's fresh, and he'll get inside information that others don't have. I need Tom to be very fair in the games, and I don't think it's an integrity problem with him, but I do know that you can't help but guard against your team or protect it. Yeah, there's too much information. Tom should not be calling Raiders games on a national scale.
Speaking of the Raiders, I was breaking them down today. We have a lot of Raider fans listening. My main takeaway, obviously, Geno Smith had a really bad game, did not complete any of his passes, 10 yards down or more, 3 picks. There are a lot of things you could look at with the Raiders. But, Sean, am I wrong for thinking I thought last night's game was more about how good the Chargers are?
Amen. Yeah. Now, listen, in most accounts, as much as I hate to say it, the Raiders were picked to finish, as Pete's building this thing, last in the division.
Yeah.
The Chiefs, which was the Chiefs look about as bad as their offense. They're not very good.
Yeah.
But the Raiders is as Pete gets his finger on the pulse of the team with Denver's defense, and they're supposed to elevate. Boy, they've struggled, and then we expected the Chargers to take another step. This is about the Chargers. They dominated the run game. The Raiders could get nothing going. They dominated in the secondary. They dominated every part of the game you needed to on defense, and they took care of their business on offense. There's a different feel. They are going to do it the right way. They're going to play physical. They've got a quarterback who's two-dimensional, who can throw it and run it, and they're going to eventually they're going to commit to it. And when Harbaugh commits to it, they're going to do it. And what does he build? Most teams in this league don't have great offensive lines. I can tell you this: Philadelphia, bam, Super Bowl contender. Detroit, good offensive line, will be in it in the end. Look around the league, and this team will be no different. When all is said and done, the Chargers have committed to it, and they're not going to waver from it. But they've got the quarterback that can carry you. It's not just run it and get out. They're boring. If you don't hand it off, they can't throw it. They've got every element you need, and they're starting to build a passing game. Yeah, man, I'm telling you, they are real, and they're clearly the best team in the division when it comes to all around, and they're flying around. But Harbaugh's done this everywhere. From USD to when he became the 49ers coach and Michigan's coach, they always are physical. And finesse teams, Dave, just don't win championships. Look what's happened to the Texans 0-2. Look at the teams who get knocked around at the line of scrimmage. The Colts are 2-0. Daniel Jones playing great. They dominate the line of scrimmage right now. They're playing really good up front. It's no secret. And Harbaugh will not waver on that. And he's right. Now, I don't know if they're going to go win it all, but I can tell you this. You will have been in a fist fight, and not a fist fight with a lucky knockout to the face. They're going to hit you in the gut 1,000,000 times during a game and see how you respond. The Raiders didn't respond well. The Chargers are real. And yes, it's more about the Chargers, both sides of the ball, and their commitment to it, as opposed to the Raiders just aren't good. The Raiders ran into what may very well be the best team in the AFC right now. And that's, I'm talking about with Baltimore and Buffalo, they're in the conversation, kind of like Green Bay in the NFC, the way they're playing physically now as well.
Last thing, got to ask you about the Niners. They're for those of you older, they MacGyvered their way through another victory against the Saints. Juwan Jennings back, but they're trying. Mac Jones doing his impression of Sam Darnold minus the picks over the weekend. You saw the game. You saw the fact that they're 2-0, but considering all the injuries and everything going on, are they a paper tiger to you, Sean? Is this smoke and mirrors because of the schedule, or where do you see the next couple weeks going for them?
Hey, Dave, I'm sorry. I hope you are not sounding like you did to me. It sounded like like a robotic question. I know you're talking about the 49ers and the Saints. Let me just give you an overview, hopefully, real quick, and make sure hopefully you can hear me.
Yeah.
I don't know why the question, but they did. You did, first of all, what a backup quarterback's supposed to do. Mac Jones came in. It's a great play. It's a great comfort to know that you've got a guy who's not overly, kind of like Purdy. You don't have to change much. They're not overly physically skilled, but you saw Mac Jones is a good decision maker and capable when you can run the football effective enough and you're accurate with the football. And they were. And they've had to overcome a lot of injuries, and they're still going through it, elevating the wide receiver position. But if they run it and you're accurate, this is important, because starting 2-0 on the road has been really important. And a game or two more maybe for Brock Purdy and then Mac Jones. But it's nice because he's had some experience in big moments and kind of settled in. But the 49ers do a great job of that. There's Sam Darnold talk about, obviously, when Purdy was the backup, when Garoppolo was back, got the job. they have succeeded in making sure that their guys are prepped and ready to go when they come off the bench. And if they're healthy and when they get fully healthy, Kittle and the rest of it, they're a player in this. But even though it's the Saints who aren't very good, you still got to go on the road and beat them, and that's what they did. And Mac Jones did what a backup's supposed to do. When you get a chance, play like a starter. But they don't have to change much from him because there's similarities in how smart both quarterbacks are, and they're not going to destroy you with physical gifts, but when they're on time and throwing on time. And Mac Jones, I think I could tell from the way he talked and the way he played, he wanted to prove a point on Sunday, and I think he did, that they're pretty secure with their starter and backup.
Best in the business, Sean Salisbury. Always fun talking to him. Well, always fun talking to him, but after an NFL weekend, even better. Appreciate you, Sean. You got the longest work day in the business. Get some rest. We'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for having me.
All right, thank you, my man. Sean Salisbury.